about?
It's about how people have been displaced from their homes in East Boston.
We just keep seeing moving trucks everywhere because of all the people trying to make millions doing luxury condominiums.
How does it make you feel?
Pretty sad.
Can't recommend this series enough. They're all nice and tidy packages of information. Everything is clear and concise. They are talking about a lot of important and currently topical issues, and some things that have been evergreen issues for far too long, such as discrimination in the workplace. And everything is just presented neatly, very professionally. It's all cut together really well, and you can learn some legalese too while you're watching, which is always fun and useful in conversation.
Each and every one of them depict very commendable efforts to fight abuse, discrimination, inequalities, and injustices in different regions and for different communities. It was truly inspirational to see some of the battles being won by the power of community and coming together to have a voice, a louder voice, and just bringing some justice back, or gaining some ground that was already there but lost, or just making people accountable for when they have to. And it was great.
I really loved the compiling of each subject with an inclusion of archival footage, sometimes pop culture, as well as with really informative case studies that help to ground it in the real world and to show the personal implications, because it really made you feel more connected to the topic. When you think of legal concepts, it seems sometimes cold and dry, but this was anything but. It was succinct. It never felt preachy or overblown, which made me want to investigate the topics even more. And it was informative, but ultimately it relied on storytelling to drive the pieces, which I think is makes it engaging and also entertainment.
I really liked this. I think that the setup that they have is really good and it's really effective, at least for me personally, because they kind of really humanize what problem they're kind of taking on or what issue they're confronting, and they really make you care about why, like what the problem is, like with the Exxon and with the immigration and with like the gentrification, like with all of these different things. They really humanize it and make you really care about the people. They really care about what is actually happening in these communities. And then they kind of circle back with very well researched, very like concise, like the legality side of it, because like then they take you back and you look at what the actual zoning codes say and what, like, is this even legal, and like all of these different things that if they had started with that, I think they would have lost some of the audience if you start with too much of that kind of legal stuff right at the top. But if you start with the problem and the people it's actually affecting, then you care. And then when you circle back around to it, you're like, yeah, okay, this is, something that we should change. This is something we should fight for. This is something that isn't right. Like all of these different things. So I think that overall, I like the way that they set up the entire series.
It's really, really good. I enjoyed the different topics and the different ways that those topics were explored. I think what I liked best was the way that each documentary incorporated perspectives from the people, our photos, and then kind of had the narrative and the questions happening in between it. It was like a conversation, and it was overall really enjoyable and a super great selection of topics. I quite enjoyed it.
Each episode featured a different human rights issue, which I loved for them to be exploited by the members of the community who held each issue the dearest. I love the additions of the definitions because I'm a bit of a word geek, and I liked the, like it was basically a pulling of the archives, circling the titles and underlining useful information. I'm a really visual person, so that was important to me. And then overall, I just loved this series. Each episode gave me the chills, actually. I like to see the causes being, I guess, represented and discussed, and eventually some of them actually got the result they were looking for. And I like to see these corporations being held accountable as well.
It was an interesting selection of topics, and the videos were really professionally done.
And it's good to see that a prestigious institution is actually tackling those social issues, and hopefully something will get better.
I really enjoyed all of them. The series overall I thought was really well done and well put together. The editing and pacing were on point. You were never bored, and it was actually very informative because there was a lot of subjects that they presented that I didn't know about, and I didn't really see myself initially caring too much, but after the facts presented and after being shown the effects that of with the ExxonMobil piece, I thought it was really, really well done and very eye-opening because it's something that you really don't hear, especially if you're not on that side of the United States. I think they did a really good job bringing it all together and really making you care and making you connect with all of the stories that they present, and showing you this is what it is, this is what the laws are, and this is how we change it. And I think that was really well done, and I think the way it was directed, the editing, everything was really well done, really well put together. It was great.